Hello and welcome to HDpiano. My name is Devin, and in this lesson, we're learning how to play Respect by Aretha Franklin. Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there you go. That was one cycle through the intro and then a verse and a chorus. And we're going to learn most of that right here in this first video. Of course, that verse-chorus form is going to repeat on and on, but we're going to see a bunch of new riffs from the piano part as we go. We're going to cover the bridge, one of the coolest key changes I'm familiar with, F sharp minor. What a crazy place to go from C. And then, of course, we're going to hit that breakdown. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Right? So we're going to cover the whole song over at HDpiano.com. And this lesson is not only going to teach you how to play a lot of the piano stuff from Respect, but also just how to play some really bluesy, funky stuff in general, because so much of this can be applied to all sorts of different songs and styles. So let's dive in. Speaking of the blues, we are only really working with 3 chords for like 90% of the time. That's the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. Those 3 chords are the same 3 chords of a traditional blues form: C7, F7, and G7. So I want to start by just getting your hand in position to play through these chords. We're going to see a lot of this version of C7, which is C in the left, E, B flat, and C in the right. And we're going to see F7 like this, right? Notice how close that is. Keep the C on top, and we just change those 2 bottom notes in the right hand to E flat and A. So from E and B flat to E flat and A. And already we can use these 2 chords to play the intro. Ba-dum-bow, 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 and verse. All right, so what did I hit on the verse? Well, I hit the only other chord in this song, save for the bridge, which is G7. And notice that we just take our F7, and if we move each note up chromatically, so up a whole step, 2 half steps, we get to G7. G with F, B, and D in the right. Now check out the verse. It's just these 2 chords. 6 times. Or 3 times, I guess. And back to the chorus. A little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Right? So even though I played a pretty fancy thing at the beginning, you can tell what song I'm playing with just these simple shapes. So hopefully if you're like, I don't know what I'm going to learn, if your facilities aren't quite, up to the funky level or whatever you want to call it, you can play this song. I mean, it's that simple. So one more time, let's just get through that form. And we go from the 1 chord to the 4 chord twice, and then we go from the 5 chord to the 4 chord thrice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I kind of missed it. 1, 2, 3, and. Ba-dum-bow, 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 to the verse, and. What you need? All right, I'll shut up. And. 2, back to the chorus. Right? There you go. That just repeats. So that's the gist of Respect. Now let's learn the details. The horn line at the beginning is not part of the piano part, but it's so essential I wanted to include it, and it looks like this. All right, so we come from our C7 shape here, and we move up here. Now these 3 notes are straight out of a root position C7 chord. C, E, G, and B flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We play 2 Gs, and then fill in the chord with C and B flat. 1, 3, 4. then we come back to our 4 chord. Let's try that again. Here we go, and 1 to the 4, and let's do it again. And to the 4. Ooh, what's that? Well, it's the same idea, just in a different position. C, C, and then we can fill it with the whole 7th chord, F, A, C, and E flat. So from here, to the 4, C, C, and then full chord. We go into the verse. Now I just want to show you the stuff I was doing in the left hand, which adds just a little more activity, and that's the bass line. It's just the same rhythm with different notes. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So that's C, C, E flat, F, 2, 3, F, F, G, C, 2, 3, C, C, E flat, F, 2, 3, F, F, boom. We switch to octaves for the verse on G. Put it all together, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. We get to the verse. So there you go. The only thing left is to speed it up and make sure that your hands feel relaxed and comfortable. I don't want you introducing any bad habits into your technique or anything like that. So always keep it slow until you feel ready to progress, and always be ready to pull back if you don't feel like it's smooth and easy. So play along with the original recording. That's a great way to just get a feel for it, but you want to make sure it's really solid. Maybe find a drum loop that you can play with, or a buddy if they have good time, or a metronome. And just repeat it. Etc. All right, until that feels good, and then voila, you've got the intro. Let's check out the verse. We know it goes from G7 to F7. The next step, besides just, hitting on beat 1, and 1, 2, 3, nice and loud. 1, 2, 3, and 1, is to add some grace notes. So this is a nice way of making those chords sound a little dirty. Is to just grace, slide right into the middle note, the 3rd. So in this case, it's a black note into a white note, A sharp to B, and then the same thing for F7, G sharp to A. Practice that. We're going to see a lot of that throughout. Now try coming up the octave. And back down. All right, we're getting really close to the final product here. The next thing I want to add is just a couple of stabs in the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2 hits. That's it. Otherwise, the left is consistent. So there's 2 eighth notes on the 3rd measure. And now we just got to learn a couple of little fills. Notice that those 3 measures all had the same rhythm. So we're going to slow down. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. In fact, let's not even change the note yet. Let's just get the rhythm. Do it again. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. If that's feeling good, then we can add some new notes. So we hit our 2 Gs. We add a G on top, take it away, and then we hit a new version of F7, which is, instead of root position 1, 3, 5, 7, it's 3, 5, 7, 1, putting the F on top. All right, so 1, and then we we do that, which is play our F7 voicing up the octave, and then move up to F, B flat, D, and back down to our chord, and then into G7, chord, G, G, F7. And we're almost done. So here's the whole verse at this tempo with those fills. 1, 2, 3, 4, E and a 1, 2, 3, 2 hits. 1, 2, E and a 3 and 4 and 1, 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1, 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1. That final measure is the only one that's a little different rhythmically. And we'll get there in just a second. I also want to make a mention that the second hit of the fills is short, and generally you don't want to really use any pedal, probably in this whole song. I mean, maybe tastefully, but if you're holding the pedal, it's going to sound terrible. So make sure your foot is off the pedal, and this is all about really staccato, rhythmically accurate playing. Okay, so the final measure looks like that. We hit our F7 chord, we bring it down an inversion, right? So we have the same 4 notes as our root position, not our first inversion, but our second inversion F7 chord. So play it in its original form, 1, 2, and 3, 4. We come down to A and E flat for the final one, and we're back at the chorus. Okay, I think we've got it. Let me do one playthrough of the intro and verse, and then I'll see you over at part 2. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, three, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Voila. We'll see you at part 2. All right, great job making it this far. If you're already at HDpiano.com, go ahead and click on part 2 to continue learning. And if you're not, head on over and you can get started learning the rest of this song. In the meantime, please send us your song ideas at requests.hdpiano.com. Follow us on social media so you can stay in the know about our upcoming lessons. And if you're on YouTube, drop us a comment below, like, subscribe. We love hearing from you guys. My name's Devin with HDpiano.com. We'll see you soon.